Howdy, rugby fans. This is Grant Cole, and I'm here with Justin Fitzpatrick. And Coach Fitzpatrick, we've got quite a bit to talk about this morning, don't we?
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on down here in Houston.
We're at Athlete Training and Health here in South Houston this morning. If you see some movement in the background, that's the lads going at it. They're in training, going through stations. Antoine's got them going through the paces back there, pulling sleds. They're on the bungee cords. They're moving the medicine balls, hopping over hurdles, all kinds of things he's got them going through this morning. So, Coach Fitzpatrick, getting right into it this morning. Some folks have got some questions about the SaberCats Academy. Going into it, some of the things they're asking is it already in the works? And from what I understand, it already is. So tell us about that.
Yeah, so as you know, we held a combine down here, and Matt Juval and his staff had a very positive day here. We had a lot of athletes come in across all ranges of age groups. We've tested and assessed, and we've now taken that on to a weekly academy program that's split regionally around the city of Houston.
All right, and so you've already had at least one meeting?
No, I think we're 3 deep into it.
3 deep into it, and so I understand on the 25th, you're also hosting a concussion seminar at West Houston. Is that correct?
I think that's with Baylor Sports Medicine.
That's awesome.
Not necessarily with us, yes.
Yeah, but still, that's through a contact with y'all. Is that correct?
Yeah, very much so. Look, as we've talked about before, we want to be actively engaged with our rugby community and helping wherever we can, whether that's with player development, coach development, etc., etc.
Well, that's a big deal, and of course, I mean, everybody's talking about concussion awareness, but I don't think they're actually talking about all of the nuts and bolts of it as much as they should. The 5 R's. People want to pay attention to head injury assessment when it comes to club rugby and youth rugby. We really should be talking about the 5 R's. Head injury assessment is something for the pros and for tests, right?
Big time. It's one of the first things we did when we assembled the squad here. We had our partners at Baylor Sports Medicine come in and take us through the concussion protocols, how to recognise things, how to look after our athletes, how to look after each other and make sure that we're safe.
All right. So, going from the academy set up, you're already 3 deep into it, already getting some recognizing some names there. Moving on to the next 5 games, you've got, obviously, we've already got 6 games under, five scrimmages in the fall, 6 games under your belt here in the spring so far. Moving into the next 5 games, you're obviously in workup mode going into the MLR. What is your goal going into the next 5 games? You've got some tough opponents coming up, and obviously you've got to make sure that the lads back here are set up, ready to go into the MLR as prepared for the toughest competition that they're going to see as possible.
Yeah, I know we're very excited. Obviously, it starts this weekend. Our next project starts this weekend against NIAC, who are coming down from New York. Perennial achievers in American club rugby. So that's going to be another step up, another challenge for the guys. But really, over this period of time, whether it's been the fall or these 6 games that have gone before us, it's just about improving upon our systems, getting our processes right, checking our depth chart, getting guys rugby ready. I very much believe in that you have to play rugby to be a good rugby player, and you have to be tested, under the furnace to be ready to play and to be ready to compete. So we're hoping to play more rugby here than most of our opponents do, but yeah, in global terms, probably still not enough.
You got to really spread your legs this last game against Chicago. In the first half, there was some staunch defense, and really the first 30 minutes, the Chicago team really put it on you. They were playing real close to the line, getting up in your faces. And what did you think it took for the team to actually find that hole on the outside in their defense and get the ball outside quickly?
A little bit of patience, I think, to be honest. I mean, you've got to be good both sides of the ball, and something that we're looking to improve and strive upon is our defence, and I think that's really starting to come to fruition. I thought we were very good at getting set early and getting across off the line and putting pressure on Chicago, and we created a number of turnoffs and were able to capitalise at that and lift the tempo.
Now, Liam Poach from up in the Northeast, he's a rugby journalist up there. He asked, how much are you concerned about injuries in the preseason?
Well, we could play one game or we could play 25 games, and injuries, they happen. It's part of the game. We can't wrap ourselves up in cotton wool and hope that they won't happen. They will happen. They're part of it. That's why we've got to test the depth of our squad and make sure that when they do happen, that guys are ready to come in and ready to step up, and they're familiar with our processes and systems. We also believe that by having excellent medical and conditioning partners to work with, we limit that possibility as much or as little as anyone can.
Now, we didn't talk about this before we started the show, but you allocated some players this weekend to some local clubs. They're already registered with those clubs to play with those clubs as well. One of those players got 65 minutes with his club. The other two players got a full 80. Did you get any reports back on how they played?
Yeah, it's certainly part of our arrangement with the clubs. Look, as I spoke about a minute ago, we really want to support our local community, whether that's high school, youth, clubs, colleges. We want to be an active member in helping the rugby community and helping rugby grow and develop here. This is part of that process. We can't get everybody minutes on a weekend. We have, as much as possible, tried to move and rotate the squad around, but it's not perfect. Only having one fixture at a week. So we were very happy that the clubs wanted to support what we were doing here and welcomed the four guys this weekend into their arms, and I believe that from the reports and the video that I've watched, that it was a win-win for everybody.
Good. And I know that we've talked about depth at fullback, and understand one of those players played a full 80 minutes at fullback, so that's definitely helping create that depth there. Yeah,
I think we're really starting to, through this process, we obviously plan to have some depth across the board, but there were some guys coming in from different places, different levels, different environments, and through this volume of games, through this volume of training, we've really seen guys pick the baton up and run with it and develop and improve.
Now, this weekend on the early roster, you had Chris Coyle on the roster early, but of course he succumbed to the flu. He's just flown in from Australia, I believe. Been here 2 weeks. Acclimation is what it is, plus the flu's going around. It hits you pretty hard, and he was down for the weekend. But tell us, I talked with him this morning early. He seemed pretty spry and ready to go. Tell us about how the SaberCats brought him on to the team.
Yeah, as you say, there's been a lot of flu around. We got hit with it, and Chris, come Friday wasn't right, so we pulled him out of the matchday roster. But yeah, we're very excited about having Chris here. He's another quality player, quality athlete. He came about really through a friendship I have with the former ASU coach Gary Lane. He's spoken very, very highly about Chris. We got a conversation going. Chris was a standout football and rugby player at ASU. And drafted to the Texans here in Houston a few years ago. Got injured, wanted to go off in a different direction. Went out to Australia through a contact with that Gary had with ACT, and has been training with their academy, playing club footy over there as well, and has really developed. Won his first Sevens cap last year in the series, and has been a welcome addition to what already is a very competitive back row.
And he's going to be on a flanker as well, right? Is that?
Yeah, so definitely back row. We're going to have a look at him, but from his athleticism and size, he probably can cover anywhere in the back five.
Oh, well, that's great. So back five and back row, that's good. So Chris Coyle on, and so the real reason we're here today is you have an exciting announcement this morning, and what is that?
Yeah, we're very, very excited. As I said, we're getting to the last throes of our player announcements, and one of the final ones will be that Alex Elkins will be joining us after the ARC competition. And Alex, as you know, is a former member of Ohio Pro with the US Sevens wider squad with the ARC at the moment, and I think he'll offer real value and further competition with our backline. I'm very excited to have him here.
Well, Alexander Elkins is no stranger to Texas, that's for sure. He is started out playing at Alliance Rugby Club up in Keller, Texas area in Fort Worth. His tutelage started under Doug Neubauer and playing there, and then he went up to OSU to play his football. And then once he got out of that, he came back to Alliance and then trucked up to Ohio to play some rugby up there, and then, like you said, out to the Sevens factory.
Yeah.
So now he's coming back to Texas, and you've got him coming to Houston.
Yeah. No, we're excited about that. I mean, we feel that we're building both with the backs and the forwards a very, very competitive squad, and we feel that Alex will really fit into the way that we're playing and offer great competition to the guys that are already here and doing a great job for us.
Well, at Baylor School of Medicine, he'll definitely be on your side. He'll definitely be in good shape on his recovery from what was it, just a terrible break a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So I've been following his recovery, and I got to say, man, that guy is a beast when it comes to recovery work.
Yeah, I mean, he's a consummate professional. It's something to stand out. In all the times that we've spoken, had conversations, and he takes his preparation very diligently, as do we here, as you can see, and I think that he'll fit in very quickly into the squad and what we're doing, and as they offer great value and competition.
Well, any other news for us other than Alex Elkins is signing with the team?
What would you like to know?
Well, the big news, and I know we can't reveal it today, but folks are just waiting to buy tickets to where they're going to see the MLR home games.
Yeah,
so
we're 99% down the road ready to announce that. We're very excited about it. I think it'll be good news for Houston. It's going to be a very exciting time, and we're looking forward to hosting our 4 home games here.
Well, folks, we're here at Athlete Training and Health in South Houston. If you're wondering where that's at, and you look it up on Google Maps, find us, and just about a few hundred yards west of us, behind where Fitzy and I are sitting, is where the Cats Stadium and complex is going to be built at. And so if you've heard about that and you find it on Google Maps, just kind of look over there about 400 yards east of us, and that's where it's going to be at. And that's where their home is going to be at in 2019. But in 2018, you heard 99% ready to announce. So we should hear an announcement here in, I would say, the next couple of weeks. I would hope so. So I'm hoping we hear something on the NOLA Go weekend. I think that.
Well, I hope so too. We'll wait and see.
That's great. So hey, this is Grant Cole, Justin Fitzpatrick. Justin, thank you for sitting with me this morning. You see the guys in the background, they look like they've been having fun. Matt Truville tried to photobomb us at one time, so I think Fitzy's going to have some fun with him later. And we appreciate y'all joining us this morning, watching with us later, and y'all have a great day, and go Cats go!